active community on top of the world. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
When you see the Mike Scott Plumbing truck, you know that experienced certified technicians are on the job. Mike Scott Plumbing has the equipment and expertise to handle any size septic job, residential and commercial. From pumping septic tanks to installing new tanks and drain fields. When you want the job done right the first time, then the first call you need to make is to Mike Scott Plumbing. Mike Scott Plumbing is locally owned and operated since 1987, so you get the quality you expect at the price you deserve. If water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing.
It's Strawberry Festival time again on March 7th, and the Ocala business leaders are going to be there. Stop by their booth and get a free directory of the many trusted businesses that are listed in it. Ocala business leaders have been here in Ocala for over 22 years. So when you stop by, take a moment to chat with us. Then, take a free directory with you. We look forward to meeting you on March 7th at the Strawberry Festival. Are you among the millions of Americans who feel uncertain when it comes to their health care? Well, right now is the only time of the year you can do anything about it. So make the switch to Liberty Health Share. As a healthcare sharing ministry, we are not insurance, so you can pick your program, choose your doctors and hospitals, and choose when you sign up. We have programs for singles, couples, and families, all with no contracts, starting at only $199 per month. Go to libertyhealthshare.org/WOCA. That's libertyhealthshare.org/WOCA. The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clay for Kids sporting event to benefit Champions for Champions. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida on Saturday, March 21st. Call 866-996-2182 for details. The NFL alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, and prizes. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Clay for Kids. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Hosted by the NFL alumni.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Good morning. You're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. Matt Gibbs in the studio. Auto repair with personal care. Good morning, buddy.
Well, what's happening?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, right? It's Tuesday.
Terrific Tuesday.
Super Tuesday.
It is Super Tuesday, isn't it?
Super Tuesday, yeah. We'll see what goes on with all the good stuff in the political environment, to put it lightly, right? But I got you on, not to talk about politics, but to talk about auto repair.
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about auto repair.
I was going to say, for anybody who's got any questions or anything like that you'd like to have an expert answer for you, give us a call, 622-9622. This time of year, we're coming out of the winter, working into spring, and
are we really coming out of winter?
Right now, it feels like this doesn't feel like winter at all. What's out there right now?
It's crazy. But
it is going to cool down a little bit for the weekend, just a little bit for the weekend, and it's supposed to be sunny though, and we're creeping in. They said tomorrow possibly a high of 90. That's warm.
In the is it still winter? Are we still in winter?
Ish.
Winterish?
Ish.
Yeah, I guess we're entering into the spring season.
Yeah. Entering into it. So that being said, as far as your cars go, they're probably covered in pollen. That color of your car has probably just a little yellowish tint there, right in the right light. It's a reminder to when you grab your door handles to not rub your eyes when you get in your car, because that pollen and stuff. That's where it gets you for people who have allergies and stuff like that. But
And with the newer cars today, let's keep an eye on our cabin air filters.
there you go. There you go. See, that's what I was doing. I was segueing into something that we could take a look at for the time of year to think about as far as quality control.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The filters, I think, is what a lot of people take for granted in a way.
Especially the cabin air filters, because we're not trained. Mm-hmm. Even us, even the trained professional.
Yeah.
You have to be told to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not just that automatic thought process.
Yeah. The air filter for the engine itself
Yeah,
is like, that's important. That's air intake. Take a look at it. Yeah. But yeah, the cabin filter.
And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You ought to see some of these cabin filters.
Yeah, buddy.
It's scary. It scare you.
And it makes you wonder, because we always, as far as our environment, and I know we drag it out somehow. There's a segue that leads into the coronavirus crap. But when you think about, like, at home, okay, they say, every 6 months to change your furnace or air conditioner filter.
No, every month.
Every month
just
now?
A regular,
if it's one of those real green. I get the little heavier duty
Yeah,
ones.
I
Somebody
do.
said to me the other day, you spend $16 on a filter? And I'm like, yeah, it's under $20, man. Like,
I spend almost $70 on a filter.
oh, do you? So you get the superb.
Yeah,
Gets rid of
that thing is
about
like
everything.
4.5 inches thick.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't have to do it twice a year.
Okay, yeah, and that's just what it is. It's an idea that it's filtering out all the nasty crud that you don't want to be breathing in, so to speak.
So to speak.
And when you think about your car, what do most people? Most people spend time in their car more than they do at home.
And if you saw what's in those filters,
Yeah,
it'd be hard to breathe in a frog.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if is there any signs to, like, maybe something going awry, like if you've got a certain smell coming if you turn on the heater or turn on the air.
Yeah, smell. Or if airflow, hey, my air. And it's funny because what happens with our cars that I see is like, okay, it worked this way in the beginning.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, you don't realize the deficiency.
Sure.
Now, I may get in your car and say, whoa.
Yeah.
What happened to you? Where's your blower? What do you mean, where's my blower?
Yeah.
This thing is hardly even blowing.
Yeah, and it's on one of the higher settings, but it just feels,
Oh, I don't know. And then so you go in there, you pull the cabin air filter out, and it's like, no wonder why we couldn't get any airflow.
Like you said, there's a frog in there.
Well, we had a Hearst come in.
Oh yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, today's Tuesday, so
So yesterday.
no, actually it came in Friday.
Yeah.
So this is a Hearst with a really bad stink to it.
Yeah.
Really bad stink.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they left a person in the back.
Because that's the right. I like how you set that up. Like there's a punchline coming. It's like there was a really bad smell in there.
Really bad smell.
Not the one you think about from way at the back. This one came from up front.
Oh my goodness. So here we go searching for a critter.
Yeah.
And we found the critter
Yeah.
inside the frame.
Really?
Inside the frame.
Incredible.
We found the hole where the critter, and we had to take a lot of the car apart in order to get there. We kind of determined where the odor was coming from.
Right. And it was one of those weird things where you had the stronger the odor is where you narrowed down the.
Right. So the more nauseous you got, the closer you were there to the critter.
Man.
And then we have a bore scope, a scope that with on, flexible thing, and
and
we put it inside the frame, and we saw the furry little remains.
Yeah.
So I had to get those mechanical fingers,
Yeah, and get him up in there to.
Oh man, it didn't go so well. He was coming out in pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a little mouse or something.
It wasn't a mouse. It was a rat, and he had the tail on the rat was probably about a foot long.
Oh my goodness.
So.
Oh my goodness.
Now you got to disinfect it, clean everything, and and get. Had his little nest in there. So he was, he was like vacating.
And actually, that doesn't sound too far-fetched, considering like a vehicle like that is only being used at certain times, right? It's not an everyday driver.
Right.
So something like that's sitting parked for a while, and it's getting used, every other weekend or so to do its job.
Right.
So something like that sitting for so many days during the week that, a little critter's going to find himself a home.
Yeah, he found himself a home.
Ooh, that's wicked.
And it stinketh.
Yeah. Oh, that's wicked. Yeah, so that's...
But now, okay, so now...
I can smell it. Just us talking about it, I can smell it.
You can almost taste it.
Yeah.
So here we go. After we find him, now we got to clean everything up.
Yeah.
And the cabin air filter. So here you go. Here's a cabin air filter, which it was away from the animal.
Right.
But it soaked up its smell. You know? And we had to throw it away and disinfect. Pull the blower motor out, disinfect the inside of the blower case and everything, and because you could smell it when you turn the air on or the,
Yeah. Ugh. And that reminds me of the one Seinfeld episode. I'm a big Seinfeld fan. Is when it's a smelly car. He gets his car back from the valet, and he gets in there after dinner, and he's like, "This smells." And he's like, "It's like BO." He goes, "This is awful. This is beyond BO. This is BBO." And he ends up getting the car detailed and all this stuff, and the smell's still there. And it's a nice car. It's like a brand new BMW or something to that extent, and can't get rid of the car. Can't do it because it just stinks. It stinks on the inside, and it's funny because he ends up trying to get the valet to pay for it. It's like, hey, this guy drove my car. It was fine before dinner. This guy got in it, drove it, and now it stinks.
That stinks.
So I need you guys to pay for it. But what was happening was it was clinging to them. So they get in the car. Now they smelt like the BO that was in the car. And it was starting to affect the stuff that they did on the outside. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, heck, it's probably just, especially too with getting all the carpets washed and all that stuff on the inside. I did this huge scrub. You pay like $220 to get a full detail. And that almost makes you think, hell, it might have been something in the cabin air filter. Yeah. Might have been. That little critter died right there in that moment of dinner time, and it started to smell from that point on.
We had one that we had a critter inside of it, and it was a Ford Edge.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying to you when I say this. We knew it was inside the cab. Okay, so it's inside the car, and the reason we knew it was we found where it ate some of the trim on the dash.
Is that right?
And then and the real good clue was the owner of the car put some poison inside.
Yeah.
that was okay. We literally, and the insurance, a lot of times if this stuff kind of happens, if you get a varmint that eats wiring,
right.
Contact your insurance company, because in both these cases, the insurance took care of this.
Interesting. Yes, something we might not think about. Yeah.
Right. And this particular one, we literally took the entire interior out of the car. All of it.
We're talking since it came from the assembly line completely with nothing inside
of
we're
it.
Talking
no dash, no seats, no carpet, no side panels.
Wow.
Everything down to pure metal. And we couldn't find it. And where the rat was, because the customer put poison inside the car. I don't know why it happens, but they're drawn to water. They got to have water. I guess. Of course. I think it just dries them out is what kills them or whatever. But in this particular car, it had a rear wiper, and it has a rear washer. Well, the hose to feed the washer runs through the headliner. And that rat, and this was a rat, dude. I'm talking about a body on it like this.
Oh, my gosh.
Died in between the headliner and the roof. We never even thought to look there because we didn't think there was enough space.
Yeah.
But there was. And he chewed the little hose and was drinking the washer fluid out of the hose to try to stay alive, I guess.
Oh, my goodness.
So it took us about 4 days just to find
And the interior's just completely taken out of the car. Oh, my
all
goodness.
gone. And then we had, now that everything was taken apart and it was just saturated with that stink.
Yeah.
Now you got to disinfect and clean everything.
Yeah.
And put it back together.
What was the labor on something like that?
I think it actually turned out to be almost $2,000.
Yeah.
For everything that we had to do.
Yeah, and
to fix the car.
Just the amount of time that you're talking about disassembling the entire inside of the car.
The entire inside of the car.
And then reassembling it all.
Yep.
As far as putting, like you said, the dash and all that back in it. Man, that's incredible. And it's stuff you wouldn't think about. And then with, like we said, if a car sits for a little bit, that's
this car didn't sit. This was an everyday driver, but what it was, they have a business that was close to a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And they would park back by the restaurant's dumpster.
Huh.
They don't park next to the dumpster.
No, they don't. Not no more. Not no more. Man, oh man, that rat was like, look at this. I got an entire dumpster full of food, and now I got a cozy Cadillac to live in, or whatever it was. Yeah. Man, dude, that's crazy, and that's stuff you wouldn't think about. See, and then it goes back to, like we always say every week, that's what makes your job so amusing, is like there's always something different.
Yeah, Monday mid-morning, yesterday mid-morning wasn't that amusing.
No, it wasn't.
Kind of. One of my guys had to walk away. That's how stanky it was.
He had
to leave. He had to leave the scene.
Man. Now we got a caller there. And good morning. You're on the air with Matt Gibbs, Sonrise Automotive, Auto Repair with Care. Good morning.
Good morning, Adam and Matt. I received all kinds of catalogs, and one of my catalogs showed some kind of a little, I want to say an instrument of some kind. I'm sure you've seen them where they emit ultrasonic waves, and one of the catalogs has something that you can put. It's either under the car or in the car somewhere, and it's supposed to keep little rodents away from your car. So I don't know if it would work or not, but at least they're out there.
Interesting.
And many people have had this problem. I had to have a car repaired when they thought it was, they told me squirrels, but I'll bet it was a rat. Something got hold of the whole thing. So, all right, that was it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, we've had customers try everything. They put out like little electrical impulses to kind of drive rodents away.
Right.
Mothballs.
Oh yeah.
Rat traps. I have a lady customer, because a lot of times when we deal with that, it's in a motorhome typically.
Typically, I could see that because they do sit for a while.
They sit so long.
Yeah.
And so this lady, she said that she has a 22, and she said I can pick them things off to my motorhome from across my yard. I mean, so you even got them out there shooting them with a gun,
Yeah.
And,
so you're not having to repair the smell or anything from the rodent, but that couple mishits, you got to fill in those bullet holes.
Well, the rodent that doesn't die, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But man, we have a Jeep in the shop right now. We have a Jeep in the shop right now that a rodent got a hold of the wiring harness to the injectors on this Jeep.
Oh wow!
So here's a 6-cylinder Jeep. They come in and said, "Man, my car runs really, really bad." It's like, it's running on 4 cylinders right now because 2 of the injectors are chewed off,
No way. And that's where man, can you imagine? So if you're the customer, you're thinking, oh man, what year Jeep?
It's a 95 Jeep.
Okay, so you're thinking, it's a little bit older, but come on, man, these are bulletproof engines here with what we're expecting this to run so much better. Oh man.
Right.
And they're probably thinking something heavier, and here it's just something wiring's been chewed through.
Yeah, chewed through.
And like you said, is that something that, could be covered by insurance?
Yeah, it could be. If you have the proper insurance, something like that can be covered.
Full coverage or something like that. Yeah, could carry that. See, that's fascinating. That's stuff that's different that you wouldn't think, but that's just something that would really ruin your days. You're like, yeah, like you said, it's running on 4 cylinders instead of the 6, and you're like, man, it must be something huge, serious. And come to find out, it's just wiring.
I took a picture of it. I don't know if I can find it while we're talking, but I have a guy. It was a new motorhome. It was only a couple years old.
Yeah.
And he brought it to the shop. Well, he had to have it towed because it literally wouldn't run. And it was a Ford chassis.
Yeah.
So and it was a V10 gas engine.
Okay.
And so he brought it in, and we're over there, and we're cranking on it, and it's just cranking. So then you start, okay, now let's go check for the obvious stuff. Does it have spark? Does it have fuel? Does it have fuel pulses to the injectors?
Right.
You know, and we're checking all that, and it does. It's got spark. It's got fuel.
Mm-hmm.
It's got injectors. Why doesn't this thing start?
Yeah.
Theoretically speaking, it has to start. It has compression.
Yeah.
It has fuel. It has spark.
Yeah.
It has everything there. Why didn't it start? And we started investigating a little bit further. Well, on the Fords, the air filter is not a square pipe or a square flat type of filter. It's a round cone-looking filter.
Okay.
So there's a big round device that the filter sets in. Well, we pop that off, and 3/4 of the filter is gone.
Like gone.
Like gone. It's not there no more. So where did it go? So we followed the pieces.
Literally breadcrumbs, yeah.
And it brought us to the throttle body. The throttle body is where all the air is going to go into the engine. And then when you give it gas, there's the little flappers that open. You know, there's no carburetors. It's all fuel injected. So the throttle body's got 2 holes and then 2 flappers. Mm-hmm. And all the air filter was inside the throttle body.
Oh, man. So it's just, it's chewing the paper part of that, bringing it right in, and then setting up a nice little house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take a picture.
Oh, my goodness. Man, what a... And
to be honest with you, the customer was absolutely relieved because we were thinking the worst. You know
absolutely.
What I'm saying? Because if you have all the primary stuff.
Oh, yeah. Then, like you said, you're thinking it's something so much more severe, heavier, and what it could be.
It's got to be something mechanical. You know, and it's not. It was just a bunch of paper filled up the intake.
Good Lord. So what do you got to do to get that out of it? I mean, how did you make sure that it was all cleared out of there?
Yeah, well, we literally had to take the intake off.
Yeah.
Cleaned it
That's
all
what I'm
out.
thinking. Once you take that off, then you can really get to it because you'd be afraid to try to blow or do anything to get it out.
I wouldn't be too concerned because it was just paper.
Yeah.
But if it's something bigger than that, yeah, you can instantly blow a motor.
And you don't know what else he dragged from there. It could have been just the filter, but now that he got a hole in the filter, he had a way in. So there's nuts in there.
Yeah. So you take everything apart, you start cleaning.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy stuff, man. That's awesome. Matt Gibbs in the studio. We're coming up to the bottom of the hour here. Just a couple minutes left. Good show so far. See, that's what I love, man. Just a little topic of something. The next thing you know, I knew that there was something to carry from the talk of it becoming spring, right? We always talk when you, which it will be this weekend, when we start the daylight savings time again, that it's time to do the check of the smoke alarms or smoke detectors, batteries, if they're not wired with the house, and when you set your clocks forward, you do that. And they even say with the change of the furnace filters or air conditioning filters, and why not the cabin filter in your car?
Right.
At least take a thought to. Yeah. Are most of them more with the newer cars? They're a little harder to find and get to nowadays, and it's not really something that most people can kind of just do on their own.
People ask all the time, "Hey Matt, is this hard to do? Whatever this is."
Yeah.
Well, not for me, it isn't.
Exactly.
It's all up to your mechanical abilities.
Exactly.
But a lot of the cabin air filters are actually inside the evaporator case.
That's where
usually
we were talking about last week a little bit. Yep.
Take out the glove box assembly underneath. Take out the hush panels. Mm-hmm. There's typically a door somewhere. Some of them are actually inside the evaporator case, but they're under the cowl, like where your windshield wipers are wiping. Okay. You take all that apart, and the filters in there.
Yeah.
But if you go and you want to try it yourself, if you go to the parts store to buy one, they'll tell you where it's at.
Yeah, well, good. Well, there you go, folks. Matt Gibbs, personal auto repair with personal care.
There you
Appreciate
go.
it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And we'll leave it out, and we'll see you
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yes, next Tuesday.
Awesome, buddy.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Sonrise Automotive will treat you right. Will treat you right.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Joe Biden tries to catch Bernie Sanders in the Democrats' delegate race this Super Tuesday.